Hello. Today I'll be showing you guys how to use AMD Software Adrenaline Edition, or as I like to say, AMD Adrenaline Edition. Um, so you want to start by, installing and downloading the app itself. As you can see up here, I have it installed already. So from here, um, now this is all assuming you have AMD hardware. Because I mean, if you have an NVIDIA GPU and an Intel CPU, this will do nothing for you. So don't use it um, unless you want the record and stream feature. Which, if you can see what I'm running, I suggest just using OBS Studio. Um, it's free and gives good enough recording quality, so I would just use that. But anyway, um, so this is your main dashboard, and this is where you could check for your drivers. This is, I would say, the most important reason why you need to install um, AMD Adrenaline Edition is to check for your drivers, make sure they're up to date. Um, you can manage updates and release notes. Um, and from here, you can go to AI and go to AMD's official website to see all their AI stuff. Now, I am not running an AI card, even though my card could run AI. That is not the main use for it. So I have no reason to install this or really any of this unless you want a very specific application. And you have gaming. Now, assuming you are using your GPU for gaming, um, this is a good software to use. So you have all your games here and your average FPS. Um, Now you can go into graphics, customize it all, which I suggest you do without you do not need to overclock to get these effects, um, which I will be showing how to overclock later on in this video. So you can see all this. Um, I have this all set mostly default. And then advisors. This is just like, yeah. If I were to load, say, Helldivers 2 right now, it would tell me how the performance of my game is and certain tweaks that I can make to it, but I'm not running a game right now. Record and stream. I mean, this is for recording and streaming. Very unimportant, in my opinion, at least. Um, Here you can see where it all is. Um, and then performance. Now this is where I would say the most important. The good meat of this software is in its monitoring, which I highly suggest using for monitoring when you're overclocking games, um, when you're just playing games and you want to see your average um, temps. So in here you can see your utilization of different components, um, you know, their power consumption, which maybe if you have a not a very good power supply, you might be good to see wattage, but I'm running a 1250 watt power supply, so I'm doing good almost always. But you can see onboard power for each of your components, and your temps. And your temps, they're good to see always, just cause if this were to be like 80 degrees Celsius right now, I would be near thermal throttling, and I would know that I want to turn down, um, you know, want to maybe take off a bit of a load on my GPU. Same goes for CPU. Um, so that's general monitoring. You sampling intervals. I I highly suggest tweaking this all to your how you would like it. I don't need. Oh wait. I didn't even know that that was a feature. All right. Well, you can also monitor your hotspot temps, ooh, and fan speeds. Um, this is good for again overclocking, um, seeing your hotspot temps and making sure that you're not, about to thermal throttle. Um, this is just your graph overlay, and then smart technology. This is I think this is all pretty self-explanatory. Um, you know, but from here, I'll show you how to go into overclocking and making custom profiles for your games. So here I have Helldivers 2, and here's where you can see all your custom stuff. I'll launch game, which you can do from here. Give it a second. Okay, I guess it doesn't want to launch game, so I will launch game. All right, from here. All right, so we now have Helldivers pulled up in the background. But for now, we're just gonna pull this up. All right. So this is our game profile. Um, you can see our performance grade, our average FPS, and our percentile. So this is where you want to tweak settings. Um, yes. So again, this is where you see your settings, um, and from here you can go into your overclocking, undervolting, and custom manual tuning. Um, so I I don't suggest going right into these. I suggest going into manual tuning, and then power tuning from there. You know, good metrics,
Alcubierre drive calibration complete.
10% for this, for power limit, and then let's see. Ooh, oh wait, no. And then GPU tuning, setting your min and max frequencies to something crazy. Um, well, not too crazy, of course, but so that this is your normal overclocking and or under volting area. But for now, I'm gonna keep this default settings, graphing. This is just where you get your graphing. Then again, here are all your metrics to see how your game's doing right now. Um, so you can see, load into the game. Says I'm getting 34 FPS. Um, so, and this is where, monitoring your power draw and temperature really comes in useful. Um, so for GPU, you want to make sure that your hotspot isn't getting too hot. If that gets, I would say, into the 90s, I guess for my specific graphics card, the 7900 XTX, 90 is it's that's where you're thermal throttling. But normal GPUs have they have safeties for this, um, so you don't fry your GPU and CPU. Um, and then another thing that you can do if you don't want to, like scare yourself with overclocking or any of that, is you can go to, let's see, it's in performance, or wait, no. Oh yeah, it's in tuning last I checked. Yep. All right. So in here, um, instead of worrying about um, overclocking, specifically, I really suggest you just put your GPU in rage mode if your GPU supports it. Um, that way, it's still manufacturer approved. You're not voiding your warranty. Of course, if you overclock, you're voiding your warranty. So you know, just use a tuning preset like Rage or Quiet. Um, but Rage, if you're running a GPU like mine, you really don't need to worry that much about overclocking. Um, and then also in this tuning area, you can stress test, um, which I will not be doing now. But yeah, that's pretty much a basic overview on, how to use the more technical things of AMD Adrenalin Edition, um, and how to use it to your benefit. So thank you very much for watching. Um, oh, thank you very much for watching. Um, subscribe and like if you would like to. Um, yeah, thanks a lot. Hopefully you'll tune in for my next video.